is
Anonymous. No, Ailey.
Ailey. And he's joining me in the Sunday story today because my voice kind of hurts because I went off on a 27-minute tangent on my Split review, which I guess you can go back and see because at the time that this will be uploaded, Split will be uploaded. Because I'm uploading Split today. Anyways, so we wanted to talk about our pet history review because I'm running out of Sunday stories. Okay.
Comment below if you have anything you want him
please
to talk about.
suggestions. Nobody does that. Okay, so I'm gonna start because my name comes first alphabet.
Oh, okay.
So these are the pets I've had. Basically, okay, so I was a youngin.
You make it sound like you're so old now.
I'm gonna burp.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
What the fuck?
Okay. Okay.
Are you okay?
No, let me talk. Alright, so I don't even remember when this fish came into existence, but I know
into a distance or into existence.
Existence. What the?
I heard distance.
Sure. Okay. So my mom had this fish named Dorothy, and she was a red little fish in this little bowl in the kitchen.
Yourself. I'm Dorothy.
On the bowl. I just remember it being there. I don't really remember Mom getting the fish. I was like 2 or 3, and I don't remember. And okay, so then oh yeah, we got birds. Okay, so I got like one bird, and her name was Kiara.
Oh.
And she was blue and black and white.
That's me.
And she would follow me around the house, and she would sit on my head and read books with me. And she would sit on my shoulder, and she would peck my hair. And she followed me around the whole house. And then we got my dog Skittles, and she was still alive. And Skittles is a Maltese, short hair Maltese, obviously, because he's not fucking long. But he was
like
a little
mop.
He had a little puppy, okay? And then we brought him into the house, and Kiara was there, right? And then one day, because Kiara liked to walk through the house. She didn't like to fly. She liked to walk. So if the cage was in the living room, she would fly down from the cage to the floor and then waddle her way past the kitchen, past the hallway, and into my room. And then she would turn and walk into my room. And so Skittles was in the hallway, and then she was in the hallway, and they were just staring at each other. And I was like prepared to intervene just in case. And then she started to walk towards Skittles, and Skittles fucking ran. He was like, ow!
Yeet, boy!
And that was cute. And but she did pass away, and that was like upsetting for me. I think I was in school when it happened and stuff. I was so sad because they were like so close and stuff. And then we got a bird named Simon, and she looked he looked exactly like Kiara, except this one liked to bite. Like, he would bite my neck all the time when he sat there. I didn't really care. It's just it doesn't really hurt.
Little
bird pecks you, but he would sit on my shoulder and stuff. And he acted just like Kiara. The only thing that he did differently was, I think, like that, and he didn't walk everywhere. But there was that. Okay, so at my dad's house, we had these two birds, canaries. I think they were canaries. Yeah, they were canaries. They were red and orange. And they were named Elvis and Priscilla. And shut up.
That's cute.
Oh, they were laughing at me. I didn't name them. My dad did. Or my stepmom did. I said it. So they were Elvis and Priscilla. And then, my dad's so smart. When we moved houses, he couldn't take Priscilla with us. So he released her out the window. A canary in New York. Because that was really smart to do.
What the fuck?
I know. I don't know. I had a salamander at my house, Mom's house.
Oh, I like salamander.
It was cute. It pooped on my head all the time. I can't remember to this day what the name was. I really can't. And I had it for like a month.
Comment below your names for the salamander.
What would you name my salamander? Comment below. Anyway, I had it for like a month, and then it passed away while I was in school again. Everybody died while I was in school, so, you know. And okay, and then we got new birds at Dad's house. We got Butters and Margarine, which is funny because South Park Butters, and then when you dress up in a girl, it's Margarine. The funny thing behind that though is that their names used to be Butters and Homo. Because we thought they were both boys, but Homo, who would later be Margarine, was, according to my dad, he liked to hide a lot and acted feminine. I don't know how a bird can act feminine, but whatever he says.
I think you said she ended up laying eggs.
Yeah, that's how we found out, because she laid eggs. No, she laid one egg. It wasn't a bird though, it was just like an empty egg, I think. And Dad was like,
Butters didn't fertilize it.
yeah. And Dad was like, oh, that's a girl. So then it became Butters and Marjorie instead of Butters and Homo. We did have a lot of other parakeets at Mom's house after Simon passed away. We had like Sky and some other ones, I don't remember the names, but they were not as great as Kiara and Simon. Like I think there was one bird that we got it for, like, we only had it for one day, and as soon as we released it from the cage, it flew in circles by the fan, and it wouldn't stop, and then we ended up going to bed, and then we woke up and it was dead on the ground.
It's so sad! Why would you leave it out of the cage?
We didn't know how to get it back in, it was up on the ceiling.
You could have shut the fan off and
The fan was off.
so then you could have got like a step stool and picked.
We were scared. This bird was like rabid. I don't know, whatever. Moving on. Okay. And so then my dad had a tarantula and his name was Judas, after Judas Priest. I was the only one who ever got to hold him because my dad and Christine were too scared. But one day I was like a little youngin' and I picked him up and I held him and I went to Dad's room and I was like, Dad, look! And he was like, put that down. I was like, ah! I didn't know what I did wrong. And then he passed away like a month later, but I was the only one that got to it. And I want another tarantula.
We get one.
And okay, so then fast forward, I had a snake called Evra, named after the Cirque du Freak books, and she was alive for maybe 5 months. No, not even. No.
More like
Three. I'm gonna say 3 because I got her in December and she passed away in February, and she was like around the time of being just born in December, so I'm gonna say 3. There was something definitely wrong with her because she wasn't able to process food like a normal snake should. So I would like to think it wasn't my fault.
It was.
Because I did try my hardest, but then that happened. And then I got another snake named Yukine maybe a month after my dad got it for me to help cheer me up. And she has been alive since February of last year?
Yeah.
Because it's 2017 now.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. So she's about to be a year old, which is great. Actually, when we got her, she was like 3 months old. So
Yeah, so
now she's already a year.
Yeah.
So that's great. And so right now the only pets I have currently, because Margarine recently passed away like a month ago, are Skittles and Yukine. Right, I think that's it. I'll let you take the floor.
I had so many animals. Okay. I'm gonna start from when I was a wee Lee. Okay, so let's start. We had 2 cats, okay? I was really young, maybe like 4 or 5, but I know we,
Is that?
no, that's not
Oh, okay.
midnight, but okay, so I had 2 cats, and I'm really, really young, and I know they were older. I'd say like around 10-ish. My parents had adopted them. One was a white and orange tabby. His name was Garfield, and I don't remember the name of the other one. But Garfield was mean. He was so mean. Like, he hated people. And all I ever wanted to do was love him. Like, I wanted to pet him and hold him because I was young and I loved animals. Like, I would try and take ants home.
Me too! Wait, oh my god, I forgot to mention the snails that I used to have. I had a tank full of snails and their names were Franklin and Claire and Rose music and read, and then they would slide around the table and shit, and then I put them back in. And my mom scared me one time, and I dropped Claire down the drain by accident, and then 2 days later she came crawling back up. And I used to buy cornstarch specifically to feed them, and I had a little tank. I'm sorry, just keep on.
But like, he did not want to hear any of that. He did not want anybody touching him. He only wanted food, and that's all he wanted. If you got too close, he would scratch you or try and bite you. I had an older sister, and both cats loved to sleep under her bed. They didn't interact with her. They just used her for the space under her bed. But the other cat wouldn't come out from under her bed unless it was to get food, or he would use the bathroom under her bed. He didn't even come out to use the bathroom, like the kitty litter.
How would you clean that?
My sister did.
Oh, yeah.
My mom was worried for our safety because he was becoming aggressive to the point where my mom thought he was turning feral. So she adopted them out. And I remember one day she came home and she was like, I have a surprise for you. And I was like, what? And she was like holding her hands behind her back. And she was like, well, a friend of mine, her cat, had babies. And I knew where this was going. And I started like squealing. And I was like, oh my God. And she produced this tiny black fluff ball, which is Midnight. And I fell in love with him. We had this bond because I had this dog, Muggsy. He's also a dog that I grew up with. He passed away before I moved to Florida. He was like 16. He lived a long life. But Muggsy, he was like 4 at the time. And he, maybe like 4 or 5. And he, as soon as my mom put the cat, his name is now Midnight, on the floor, Muggsy is and chased him into a corner. He's over there currently. He's what, 14 now?
And he never leaves the kitchen counter.
That's where his food is water.
And every time I walk out of your room, he's always on the kitchen counter.
Because that's where we always are. We always go into the kitchen, and that's where he knows he can get the most affection. I had a tank full of fish that I accidentally...
I know this one.
It was a mistake, okay? This was like a year after we got Midnight, right? A whole variety of fish. And like, I spent like all day naming them. There was like over 40 fish in that tank. So I don't know what I did. I remember I had a habit of tapping on the glass and trying to hold the fish. All the fish went whoosh. And I was like, Mom! And it was right before she had to leave for work. So she spent forever with me just picking the fish up. Like she clogged the sink, filled it up with water, and we spent all our time picking the fish up off the floor and trying to save their little fishy lives. Then came Piper. Okay? Piper!
Oh, she's not gonna come.
No, I go get. I get.
She a fat.
Then came Piper, okay? I wanted another dog. I wanted another dog so bad. Months into my search, and I was looking for the perfect dog. And I remember I was out with my family. We were getting ready to get in the car, and I saw this lady, and she was walking this herd of 3 dogs. I bent down, and they like all started jumping in my lap. And they were very friendly. This girl right here, she was fat like she is now. She was jumping and waddling and wiggling her little fat butt. And she was so cute. And I was like, she's adorable, oh my God. And she was like, do you want her? And I was like, are you serious? She was like, yeah, I have to give my dogs away, unfortunately. And I was like, Mom, Dad, can I have her? And they were like, are you sure that's the dog you want? And I was like, yes, she's so cute, look at her. I remember the first day, she sat at the door whining and crying because she missed her old owner. Her name was Miss Lisa. And I remember I just sat there and pulled her in my lap and I pet her until she calmed down. Then I went to bed with her, and ever since then, she's been bonded with me. Then I had my first to birds. I always wanted birds. They were a bonded pair. We couldn't separate them. Tweety, he pulled his feathers. We couldn't. And Cooper was kind of like his stress relief, kind of what kept his anxiety down. With birds like that, they're very intelligent and they don't forget the abuse they go through. So it can take years of rehabilitation to get them back to a social state. And we took them in from this very sweet woman. We had them for about 2 years. Cooper was really bonded to me. Our friendship progressed to the point where he wanted me to pet him and he would get mad if I did. Again, he was a guy and they were going through mating season and he became very aggressive. If anyone got too close to me, he would get aggressive. He would bite them. He made my sister bleed a few times. He considered me to be his mate. Mm-hmm. If I didn't do the normal mate stuff, he would get aggressive with me. And my parents were like, it isn't safe to have him around. He's getting too aggressive. He's had a parent rescue, take them. And then we got this guy, Bam Bam, Bam Bam. We found him on Craigslist. The person who had him was going to send him to a kill shelter because that was the only shelters in her area. They would have put him down. Oh, I forgot Loki. Loki was another bird I got.
Loki, not Loki.
Yeah, Loki. You know,
Loki, not
the god of
not
praise.
Loki.
Not Loki. It's Loki. He was amazing. So sweet. He was a cockatiel. He played games. He played peekaboo. Played soccer where he would kick little balls around his cage with the movers, and they weren't giving us their stuff. They tried to scam us, and I couldn't get his cage, so he was stuck in a small travel-sized cage compared to his cage, which was about half my size. He ended up passing away, and I buried him in the backyard of that house, and since then we've moved. That's my history.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot Mia too, but that's okay. She was a husky I had at one point, but
You had a lot of pets.
mm-hmm.
I did not, compared to this one. So leave a like if you enjoyed. Maybe leave some comments, suggestions, your own pets, anything like that. And peace.
Oh, the camera is gonna die.